Do you know if shoes are making your bunions better or worse? In this video, I'm going to break down the key features of different types of shoes, from casual daily shoes, walking shoes to running shoes, on how they affect your bunions and which shoes are best for giving you bunion relief and for reducing the likelihood of getting a bunion. I'm James, I'm a foot and ankle specialist and I've been providing advice to patients on bunions and footwear for over 10 years. All the shoes that we discuss in the video are in the description below. We purchased them independently to provide these reviews, so purchasing through the links helps fund our channel without affecting the price that you pay. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is typical casual shoes. So often we see in clinic patients arriving in these types of pumps where it's quite narrow at the top of the shoe, or we see more casual shoes like these type of trainers where it's rounded at the top, so something that we typically see in Converse or in Vans. These rounded tops, especially the plastic tops in Converse, compress your toes and increase the likelihood of getting a bunion. So having a wide toe box in a shoe is one of the most essential parts of reducing bunion pain and reducing the likelihood of developing a bunion. So there's some solutions to this. One is in terms of women's casual day-to-day shoes. An excellent brand called Calla shoes have developed shoes that are specifically designed for women with bunions that are more fashionable. This is an example of one of their classic daily walking shoes. It has a wider toe box, it's made of leather, and it doesn't have any seams on the inside of the shoe. So a couple of factors here. The wide base in the shoe reduces the compression on the toes. Those of you who have bunions and don't want them to get any worse, by having a seamless interior, it doesn't rub off the bunion and is less likely to give you pain. And by having a leather top, it stretches around your bunion, and again, it's less likely to irritate your symptoms. We always ask patients to avoid wearing pumps because they're too narrow and they compress their bunion. The biggest no-go of all of these are high heels. The elevated position puts the big toe into a fixed position, and then combined with a narrow toe box, it's a disaster for increasing your pain and for causing bunions. So whilst we say for special occasions or for if you're working and you're not standing or walking for long periods of time, they're okay. But for general use and daily wear, we ask patients to avoid them where possible. That's not only the case for normal shoes, but also for running shoes as well. We have an example here of a Hoka Max 6. As you can see, it's got quite a narrow toe box. This is typical of the Hoka range, but also of more racing shoes. They try and provide a snug fit around your foot, therefore they can compress your toes and increase your risk for developing bunions and for increasing bunion pain. Some other brands with more racing type shoes, such as the Asics, come with a wider toe box, while Brooks range comes typically with a wider toe box as well. If you're a fan of Hoka, the widest shoe that we found is the Hoka Gaviota 5. So what are the solutions to this? So we have Calla, who provide day-to-day wear shoes. Then we have two main brands in the Altra and the Topo, who provide excellent wide toe boxes and a great fit. So we have the Altra range, which are renowned for two things. One is they have a zero drop, so no difference from the back to the front of the shoe. If you have a high drop shoe, it tilts your foot forward and places extra pressure on the ball of the foot, and it has the potential to exacerbate bunion pain. So it has a low drop and it has an anatomical toe box. So it's really broad in the toe box, so you can see at the back of the front of the shoe. That allows your toes to splay, gives plenty of space for your bunion so that it can spread and not put direct pressure on top of it. Now the fit is relatively broad throughout the shoe, and whilst it expands in the toe box, those of you with a wide foot will really enjoy it. However, if you've got a relatively narrow foot and a broader forefoot, which we see most commonly in women with bunions, then you might enjoy the Topo range a little bit more. So the Topo have some of the best fit in our opinion, so it's nice and narrow in the heel and the midfoot, and then it broadens out in the forefoot, giving you loads of space for your toes to splay. So you've got an excellent fit, so it's nice and snug around your ankle and the top of your foot. That stops your foot from moving side to side, and it facilitates more movement in the forefoot. They typically come in a 5mm drop, so we classify this as a low drop shoe. It's easier to get used to than the zero drop of the Altra. So if you're looking for more of an all-rounder that you can use for day-to-day wear, for walking around and for running, the Topo range is an excellent option, and it's linked in the description below. Then when we think of more maximalist shoes, they're typically a bit wider in the toe box because they can accommodate the extra space, so they Brooks Ghost Max 2 is an excellent option for this. It's wide in the heel, midfoot and forefoot, and it comes in a range of different widths. So if you're looking for a max cushion shoe with a low drop of 6 mils, loads of space in the toe box and loads of width options, the Brooks Ghost Max 2 is an excellent, more orthopedic based max cushion trainer for you. If you've got any questions on any of these shoes or any of the shoes that you own, please leave them in the comment section. I can't give you specific advice about different injuries, but I can give you some broad guidance on different types of footwear. If you found the video helpful or interesting, liking, sharing, subscribing really makes a big difference to us. Thank you very much for watching.